you've been privy to, some of the statements, the mannerisms of our Prime Minister. And there's, a couple examples in the brief that was sent to, give a sort of context for the general way in which he presents that public persona. What are your thoughts about his style, his conduct, your thoughts generally?
There's no denying it's entertaining, but I think the people of Antigua and Barbuda have to ask themselves, do they want an entertainer leading the country? If you put clowns in office, your country is going to turn into a circus. That is as true in Antigua as it is in any country. I do think that the Prime Minister luxuriates in terms that are crass, vulgar, distasteful, crude. And though I imagine there are many people in Antigua who find this amusing, I would ask you to, especially the parents listening to this program, if your child behaved this way, if, for example, your child were in a disagreement with one of his peers, and instead of answering in a reasonable way, he then started making comments about the other person's sexuality or the sexuality of their parents or siblings, would you find that acceptable? And I think the vast majority of people would say, no, that is not how I raised my child, and that is not how I want my child to behave. Are you going to have lower standards for your prime minister and cabinet ministers than you have for children? It's more than just a question of a public figure taking a position that should embarrass the country he represents. It is a misuse of power. The prime minister of any country is typically the single most powerful figure in that country. If the message to the people of Antigua and Barbuda is, unless I get my way, I'm going to use my high office to intimidate, belittle, and publicly humiliate you, that is an abuse of power. If I were to say some of the things the Prime Minister said, that would simply be vulgar. But when the most powerful person in the country does it, that is more than just vulgarity. That really is a misuse of social and political power. And I would say to you, what do you think this says about what your political leaders on both sides of the aisle think of you as a population? Antigua and Barbuda are going to go to the polls soon. Every politician in the country is thinking about nothing other than getting elected. If political actors in the country think that the best way to appeal to the people of Antigua and Barbuda is to descend into the mire, that says that those political actors think that that is what will appeal to the people of Antigua and Barbuda. It means that not only do they have a low opinion of their political opponents, they have a low opinion of the population whom they represent. I would hope that the people of Antigua and Barbuda believe that they deserve better than this.